Sometimes you really just have to ask yourself, what will happen if I tell somebody this piece of information about myself? What type of value will be added? Will value be even added? What will change? Will something even change? Now, the thing there is that when you're in this state of mind or when you're actually doing this, to be honest, majority of your thinking process, like your proper thinking process, goes into the drain. You're not really thinking, you're not really processing things the way you're supposed to be processing. Or sometimes it's a habit. You're just used to it so much that it comes natural to you to give out information about yourself without even thinking. You almost think it's normal. Actually, you think it's normal because you've done it so much to the point where it feels natural. It comes natural. You don't really think about the negative sides to it. You don't even overthink it. You don't deep it. You just do it. Sometimes you just have that emotion you want to share. Sometimes you have this heavy burden in your chest. You just want to let go. You want to feel free. You want to feel light. And that's the reason why you tend to share. And then another part of it is the society and community that we live in 2025, where it is actually painfully normal to overshare. Whether you're oversharing to people in your life or oversharing to strangers, it is almost normal. Actually, it's normal. Let me stop saying almost, because you and I know that the amount and the rate at which people overshare these days is alarming. It has become something that people don't even think about too much or deep. Like, you can sit down on social media and just scroll and know so much about somebody that you've never met in your life before. Actually, you can get deep information, rooted information about somebody before even knowing their names on social media these days, which is quite scary. So because of that mentality, it's almost normal. It comes normal for you to just start sharing details about yourself without even thinking too much about it. I'm here to tell you today that it is absolutely not normal to be this way or to do these things. It is in fact dangerous for you to share certain details about your life. You're not sure who you're sharing to, and honestly, majority of the time when you share adds no significant value to your life, to your story, to your journey. Instead, it takes away from you. It takes away from that situation. It makes it 2 times worse. And you don't even realize it because you've been conditioned to believe that talking about problems solve the problem. But it's not always the case. Actually, it multiplies the problem most of the time. In today's video, we're going to talk about things that you should keep private, things that you should not tell people, things that you should zip up. Because one of our biggest problems, 99% of the issues that you're going through in life, you watching me, is because you don't know how to shut it. You don't know how to close your mouth. You don't know how to move in silence. You don't know how to keep details and information to yourself. You talk too much. You're loud about your life. Everyone knows every single detail about you. That's the reason why it is hard for you to succeed majority of the time. And it's the truth. It is painful, but you might be your own problem. I'm going to share a couple things that, in my humble opinion, I think you should keep quiet about. I have been talking about this topic for quite a while, couple years, 2-3 years. I have a couple videos under this topic. I'm going to have those linked below. I would highly recommend that you watch all of it if you've never watched a video from this series before. If you've never seen my video before, never seen this face before, hi, my name is Lucy. I make self-development, self-improvement, and a sprinkle of lifestyle videos here and there. I highly recommend that you click that subscribe button and join the family because we have a good time. I always say that because that's the truth. We have a good time on this channel. And I also make content on TikTok and Instagram. I'm going to have those linked below as well. Follow me on there, okay? Now, let's jump right into the video. The first thing you should keep private. I read somewhere that said, share your scars and not your wounds. And I resonate with that quote so much. But it is one sentence, one line that you should always have in your heart and in your head. Share your scars and not your wounds. What this means is when you're getting your life together, whatever it is you have been through, whatever it is you're going through, it is highly advised. I would highly recommend that you deal with it in private. You have all your issues sorted in private. When the work is done, absolutely, you've gone past that stage. You have built yourself up. You have dug yourself out from that deep, dark hole. You have done the work. You are done working on the issue. You can now share your scars. And let me tell you, it is very clear, very open when you're dealing with wounds and not scars. When someone is dealing with wounds, you can tell from their emotions, you can tell from how they talk, you can tell from their expressions, how they look, that they're still dealing with whatever it is they're speaking about. So there are people that could come online and speak about certain events or bad things they went through. They are speaking, this thing negatively affected their lives and they've come out of it, right? But physically, at least when I'm watching them, I can tell that there's a lot for them to still work through. There's a lot for them to still deal with. Even the way they speak, their tone, I can tell that they're still bitter and pained from that situation. Why this is so bad? Because obviously there are times where people share certain things where it's like, oh, heal with me, which is not bad, okay? But what this does is you bring in strangers, you bring in multiple voices and noise to chime in on that situation based on experience. I can tell you that your possibility or probability of healing fast from that situation becomes automatically slower and a thinner, slimmer chance. When you have noise, when you have different opinions, people that don't even know deep context to what you're going through, but have bits and pieces of information that you have, altered, you have shared, they will give their opinion based on their experience, based on their stance, based on what they're looking at, the picture they have in front of them, right? And not reality, and not truly what the case is or what you're dealing with. Your thoughts become jumbled up. You're not able to silence the noise and properly heal and grow from that situation. When you have people talking in your ear, it is hard for you to really grasp how heavy something has hit you or what is truly happening in your life, because you have people giving you opinions. They cannot feel what you're feeling. It is not them in that situation. So they are most likely going to be logical than empathetical in that situation. And you really need to understand that your wounds are still in a state where they're healing, and any little scratch can reopen it. Any little thing can take it back to the initial bleeding phase, and you don't want that. And you don't want people to poke on that wound. If they poke on that wound, it will never heal. Think about it like this. You cut yourself with a knife. You took time, treated it, pampered it, but it's still healing because obviously gradual process, right? But then what do you think is going to happen if you keep playing with it? If multiple hands keep touching it, you yourself keep picking it, it will get infected, even worse than that knife cut, and you don't want it to get infected. It's the reason why they have the saying, share your scars and not your wounds. Second thing you should keep private. I personally don't think that you should share your vision board with anyone. I don't care who it is, whether it's your mother, whether it's your father, whether it's your best friend, whether it's your husband. Please do not share your vision boards with anyone. This is a channel where I have promoted vision board. I have talked about vision boards in different aspects. When it comes to planning your life, when it comes to rebranding, I always talk about vision boards. I always talk about digital vision boards, physical vision boards, carrying your vision boards wherever you go. I have my vision boards for the year 2025 printed out. I have it everywhere, plastered around me. But one thing I will never share is the content of that vision board. And it doesn't matter how much people have justified it in the past couple of days, months I've been seeing, because this is something that I saw in the past couple of days that I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to put it in here and share my thoughts, right? I personally think that the same way we talk about not sharing your goals and aspirations is the same thing as you not sharing your vision. It's the same thing. Like, your goals are pretty much what you visualize in your vision board. Why would you want to share that? Your vision board is private. It has all the things that you are praying for, you're manifesting to happen in your life. And I feel like what hasn't happened yet is work in progress. Why are you sharing it? Evil eye is real. I keep saying this. I'm a Christian. I have my faith and my walk with God. I understand that work with God, and that's also private to me too. I don't need to talk about my relationship I have with my Father in heaven. I don't need to talk about that. You get? I believe that there are forces and there are energies and there are also eyes, like evil eyes, that obviously don't want you to progress from point A to point B. Eyes that are jealous of you, eyes that want to do better than you. There are people that are also so insecure and scared of you, are also in competition with you. They cannot even believe that you would have such an idea or you'd want something for yourself. And with their thoughts, with their eyes and their knowledge of what you want to do and who you are, they will spoil what you're working on. Some people might not even go out of their way to make a plan or do something intentional to hurt you, but just their thought of you, just their thought of that goal that you have on your table can just destroy things for you. And sometimes they might not necessarily even consciously, want to sabotage your situation or sabotage your goal. But sometimes they might even have opinions about those goals that might deter you from your goal. You can share with somebody that, you have this goal of getting married in this year 2025, for instance, and they'll start to tell you, you're too young to get married. I feel like you're not established to get married. I feel like you're at this point where marriage will not work out for you. Oh my God, with the way men are right now, with the way dating is right now, are you sure it's marriage that you want? I can't believe you want to get married in 2025. Why don't you? Those thoughts would deter you. You begin to even second guess. Sometimes it's not even diabolical or like spiritual. Sometimes they literally make you second guess your goals. Preserve the things that you love and you cherish, the things that you really want to achieve for yourself. If you don't want people to poison your mind, poison your thoughts, poison your heart, keep those things to yourself and work on it. When you achieve it, you can share. I don't share my vision board with even my friends and my family. They know I have a vision board, but the content of it, absolutely not. Now, this leads to my third thing that you should not share. Your trying season, your experiments, your tests, your uncertainties. As human beings, same as you have for your goals, you want things, you wish for things, right? There are certain times in your life where you need to switch things around in your life. You probably just sit and you want certain things, you want to try certain things. Maybe your pattern or your ways of working seems old, seems stale, seems played out, and you need a change. You're trying to figure out your life. You're trying to figure out things that you need to do different in your life. I personally would not want you to share that. There are times where I see people say things like, maybe they would ask for advice. And I think asking for advice is okay, especially when you feel stuck in your life where you don't know your front from your left, or let's say you're confused on where to go. Seeking guidance is fine, but I would 100% recommend you seek guidance from someone who knows road. So go and look for somebody that knows where they are going and seek advice from them, or look for a professional, look for a therapist, because for the most part, if you need to speak to somebody who would guide you if you're stuck and you're not sure where to go, please get a therapist. Therapy nowadays have been made easy and cheap. You don't need to speak to somebody that you know from your area or even in your country. You can do online therapy. You can get to know or get to speak to somebody that would professionally help you through certain life difficulties. But you don't even need to have like a personal relationship, but you don't even need to know you personally. I would 100% recommend that than actually talking to people about it, because what people can do is further make you confused. That's the thing. When you speak and talk, is that's the reason why I said it earlier in the video that sometimes the reason why you've not succeeded in life is because you talk too much. Because people have their opinions, people have their thoughts. Because you talk too much, people will in return talk, fill your heart, fill your head, fill your thoughts with their own opinion, to the point where you'll be living someone's path, someone's thoughts, someone's journey, and not even your own. It's best to just shut up most of the time and figure things out on your own. Try and sit down and try to figure things out by yourself. So your experiment, your test. I undergo certain phases of my life where I want a change, I want something different, something is just not working, but I don't know exactly what I can do to change it. But what I can do is go to the drawing board and figure out a plan. That plan is not certain. I have my doubts about it, but I'm going to try it either way. But I'm not going to go about and start running my mouth and telling my friends and my family, I'm going through this. I have drafted a plan. I'm not even sure about the plan, but I'm going to test it out. See how. Shut up. Okay, just shut up. Figure it out. Try it. If it doesn't work, you take the lesson you're supposed to learn from that, take it back to the drawing board, refine your strategies, refine your path, refine the things that you're doing by yourself. You don't always need to bring people into your business. If you're trying to piece your life together, that is a private path. Nobody needs to know about it. You're more credible when you have figured out a path, but you're giving us the 1, 2, 3, 4 steps before you got to that point. That shows maturity. That shows elegance. That shows class. You cannot come here and not know what you are saying, but you're telling us that you don't know what you are saying. Do you get what I mean? It's like we're trying to be a professional in a field, but you sit here and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, but follow me. Follow you to where? You will never even get to the point of looking for that actual remedy that you need in your life, because you have put people in on it. People are doubting you the same way you're doubting yourself. You're most likely to get to that finish line if you just close your mouth and work towards getting to that finish line. This also leads to my fourth thing that you should keep private: your personal work with yourself, your personal journey. This is a self-development channel, self-improvement channel. And if you've never heard me say this before, let me say it to you again. Majority of the topics I speak about on this channel are things that I have done, things that I have experienced in the past. I talk about things based on my experience with them. It happened in the past. There are certain things that obviously you keep learning and you keep growing, because when it comes to personal development and self-development, you cannot graduate. You keep working on yourself, you keep building, you keep shaping yourself into a better person. So you never ever stop learning, you never ever stop building. There are certain struggles that I personally am going through, but I will never ever sit and talk about them until I finished it, or I've gotten to an advanced level. And I tell you, I'm still working on certain things, but I can share a little bit of my journey so far. That's a completely different situation. You have this personal work or personal journey with yourself. You're building, you're learning, you're growing, you're making mistakes, you're falling, you're picking yourself back up. It's life. It's a personal journey for a reason. I understand that you have friends that you grow with, and you have family that also obviously guides you through that growth season. And there are certain things that you could share. But for the most part, you will never discover yourself if you don't sit with yourself in your journey. Your walk with yourself is very, very, very personal. It's very private. It's the same way I say your walk with Christ is private, and I will never change my opinion or my mind about that. Your work with Christ is private, the same way your work with yourself is private. When you sit down and think about the things about yourself that needs to be changed, the negative things, your habits, your bad habits, these are things that you don't share. You have certain bad habits, you have certain, negative thoughts. You have things that you do that that are not nice, not clean. You've identified them, and you're on this journey to being a better person, a higher version of yourself, trying to manage those habits, those negative thoughts, those negative things that you're doing. Nobody needs to be in on that journey. Nobody even needs to know that you are dealing with those demons or fighting with those demons until you have killed those demons. And even at that, I will still not share it, because they are my demons for a reason. You make your past mistakes. People are not that forgiving. People are so judgmental. People will always judge you for the version of you that you were at a certain point in your life. And it's so sad, but it's actually the truth. There are people that will never get over your mistakes. In fact, most people never get over your mistakes. No matter how refined you are, they would always look at you from that point of, oh my God, that is that girl that you are different now. They don't even see, they don't want to see it. It's bad enough that, sometimes it's not intentional. You acted a certain way or you made a mistake. They see it and they judge you. Talk more of you open your mouth and actually telling people certain things about you when you were, refining yourself. And then it's you that actually even brought those people in on those things, and they're using it against you, which they most likely would. Human beings are so scary. Your walk with yourself is so personal, and you need to be intentional about that as well. Your journey, how you evolve as a person, is so personal to you. Go in, bury yourself, and just pop out the flyest you've ever been. Now, the last thing I'm going to say before I let you guys go is you deciding to keep certain things to yourself from your family or your friends, your best friend, doesn't make you a bad person. It clearly indicates individuality, and we all need it away from our relationships, our family. You need to be your own self first. You need that sense of self. You still need to hold on to things. There are things that you cherish so much that should remain with you. You need to keep some things for yourself. And it's the reason why we talk about being private and being hush hush. It's not to be secretive. I've mentioned this so many times, and I'm going to say it again. You're not being secretive. You're being an individual. No matter how much you want to be an open book, there are still things that you need to reserve and keep to yourself to remain sane and to live life for you as well. If you enjoyed this video, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also follow me on my socials. Like I said earlier, they are linked below, my Instagram and my TikTok. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.
Those of you that are listening in your car, at your job, you at home, I don't care where you at. Turn this up right now, because we're about to go in. Hey, sit there.